Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Picks Weekly Roundup Podcast, episode 19. I'm your host, Tommy, joined by John.
How's it going?
Good. It's been a week.
Been 2 weeks for me.
2 weeks for you. You've been
I was
busy.
out camping. Yeah, I was in another state camping through Arizona, seeing the Grand Canyon. It was a great time. Really enjoyed the time. Yeah, it was awesome.
We'll be camping at the end of the month, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Maybe we can record a podcast in the tent.
In the tent podcast. I don't know how that's going to go. We could try.
Coming to you live, not live, from the tent.
Yeah, from the fireside. A little fireside chat.
Yeah. So we are quickly approaching 200 subs. So want to plug our 200 sub giveaway. We are giving away a very nice 9.8 graded King in Black #1 comic book signed by Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman. It is very exciting, very cool. All you have to do to enter is to watch, be subscribed, live in America, watch our comic book videos, our top fives, and then put in a comment of your top pick for the week. And that will enter you. And once we hit 200 subs, we will do what we did at the 100 sub giveaway, run a bunch of ducks, and see who comes out on top. And we do not have a lot of entries yet. So I highly encourage you to go do that because your chances are higher than you think. So
sounds good.
Yeah, something to look forward to. So how was your week? What did you play anything?
I did not. No,
Okay.
I have not gotten out at all. I have not played anything at all. First, I was jet lagged for the first half. Well, I didn't even get back until Tuesday, Wednesday. So
Right.
I was jet lagged, and then I had to catch up on work. So I have not gotten a chance to play.
All I played was Blitz. I went to my weekly armory, played some Blitz, came in second. It was fun.
Was it Kasai again?
Kasai again. Made a couple tweaks to the deck, but we'll
Who
see.
beat you?
Emily.
I mean, what was the deck?
Oh, Dorinthia.
Dorinthia?
Yeah.
That's an interesting matchup.
Yeah,
Like
she was
this
my
matchup.
one loss. It's a rough matchup.
Yeah.
It's
Because they're both warrior slashy reaction stuff.
right. So it's a
Yeah.
race, but also you have to be very choosy when you start that race.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day after I played the wizard matchup. It was Icelander versus my Kano in Blitz, and it was interesting because I went
Pre-nerfs.
for the. What's that?
Pre-bans.
Yeah, pre-bans. Yeah. So I went for the kill stroke at the end, like we were both low on life or whatever, and the counter kill stroke came in, and then I had the chance to finish on top of that, but I still had cards in hand. But it just wasn't enough to get there. It was close, but it just wasn't enough to get there. So it's interesting because it's like it's almost who flinches first, right?
Yep.
You can lose that way.
It's
at
very
least with
similar in
Wizard.
Warrior.
Yeah, I bet it is because there's a lot of reactions involved.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was a close game. It was fun. It's always a close one.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
I
that
got
was
to
fun.
remake all my Blitz. I got no Blitz decks right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have Pro Tour coming up. I'm not playing in any Blitz events. I may play in the Battle Hardened. We'll see.
Oh, really? You're on the edge on that one.
I'm on the edge. We'll see how I'm feeling Sunday morning.
And that's a Blitz, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I would bring Kasai because I'm just the most comfortable with it.
Right.
But yeah, looking to build out a couple more. I have the Dash one done, and probably gonna make a Lexi one now that I have all the cards.
I gotta rebuild my Icelander because there's banned cards in there, and then
Yep.
I gotta rebuild my Kano because there's banned cards in there. Snapback.
Yep.
It's such a good card, and now it's banned.
Suspended.
Yeah, it's suspended. That's true. Yeah. It's not the end of the world. I
No.
mean, there's Reverberate, which fills in pretty nicely.
Mhm.
Like, there's a way to rebuild it without too much issue. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been gone.
Right.
So I need to do that. So we have some decks to play on the side.
Yeah. I'm
up
looking
there.
forward to that.
Yeah. Or I'll just play illegal decks and you don't have to deal with it. I just won't be donating any competition.
Cheater.
Well, just because
No, I know.
time to rebuild it. And they're not exactly end all be all. Like, they're not super decks or anything. Like,
Yeah.
not auto win.
And so if you are going to Pro Tour, look out for us. We'll be there. If you're there Saturday, look for Bravo. I'll be dressed up as Bravo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be super fun. You can catch me at the cosplay contest at 1:30.
Nice.
So that'll be fun.
Good luck. Hopefully you win.
And then we go from the cosplay contest into a sealed draft.
Yeah,
So
that'll be fun.
yeah, it'll be fun sitting against and playing dressed up as Bravo.
I got to think about what I want to actually bring up. Like, I'm thinking I'll have 1 or 2 blitz decks just for side play
Uh-huh.
between matches and stuff, but I'm doing limited like the whole time.
Yeah,
So I
same.
just need a lot of like sleeves and space to store cards to take home.
Yeah.
I don't think I need as much stuff as I was originally thinking.
Maybe some top loaders in case you pull something fancy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe an empty tube if you get something from the prize wall, like a mat.
And Matt will be fine. I'll just, because I'll have my backpack, I'll just roll it and throw it in the little section for that. That should be fine.
But yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I'm excited. There's a lot of fun stuff happening. I have even more work right afterwards. I'm actually staying up in New York after the event, and I have stuff going on for the next 2 days up there.
Oh, geez.
It's going to be a weird day or weird weekend. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pull it all off, but we'll figure it out. Should probably do that soon.
Then I did do some reading. I continued reading the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil, which is very interesting. It's pretty dark for Marvel Comics, actually. Daredevil is always kind of dark. It deals with very street level civilian mob crime stuff. And right now, he's not a lawyer. He's kind of taking a backseat to that. And is going to quickly basically martyr himself. Not to death, but to jail. And so I'm way behind. I'm only on issue like 12. So I know what is somewhat of what is coming. But just really enjoying it. I think it's really well written. The art's really interesting. Good portrayal of his senses and him being blind sometimes. And well, he's always blind, but in the art showing that.
Yeah, right. Now, isn't he always against gangsters? Isn't that like the MO of Daredevil?
Yep. I mean, sometimes he's in the Defenders doing slightly larger scale things, like with other like the Avengers, but they're the Defenders. Right, so like him and She-Hulk or Doctor Strange is part of that group, and the lists always change, but he's never really part of the Avengers, but he is typically part of the Defenders.
Interesting. And I saw he was he's featured in was it the Spider-Man? What was it? One of the recent movies.
He was in No Way Home.
It was No Way. It was Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
What was that? I forget the context. I did see the movie. Now I can't remember.
They needed a lawyer.
For what, though? Because of all the trouble that he'd gotten into with the whole Spider-Man's evil thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Matt
Murdock came to show up.
Yeah. I hope they keep that character around.
He does a great job. Yeah. I think it's coming. I heard rumors it's coming back.
I heard the same.
But Disney Plus,
yeah.
I hope so, because him being in that movie kind of also gave me hope.
Yeah, it's like a little, like a hint that he's still in the world, like not separate. Which before, because I guess the different studios or whatever involvements, it did feel separate, right? Like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and him, they were like their own separate kind of world. They talked about it, like
they were
the big guy and stuff, but they didn't.
Yeah, I think the original goal was going to lead up to the Defenders. So Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are also pretty common Defenders.
Gotcha.
So they're like the Defenders of New York, kind of, opposed to where Avengers are Defenders of the world.
Sort of. Yeah. And more just blow up New York again and again and again.
Yeah. Because New York is the capital of the world.
And that's where every alien wants to go.
Yeah.
Comes to Earth, blow up New York. It's
exactly.
just the thing you got to do. Like, if you're coming to Earth, you might as well blow up New York while you're there.
Right. That's where you start. And then the economy collapses and... Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah, that's all I've really been reading. I'm trying to fill in the gaps because I really want to read Devil's Reign because there's some key Spider-Man stuff that happens in that I want to get to, but I also really am enjoying Daredevil, but I got a lot of issues to get through. So hopefully I get through more of that. I keep getting pulled off in different directions of different interests. Like I've been painting, I've been diving and learning the miniature game Star Wars Legion, which is super fun. And I started painting some of the clone troopers, and that's really fun.
Nice.
Painting white is the worst thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does that go? Because it's just white and black, right? Like,
yeah.
The little,
but getting it to
joints.
Look like good white and good black is very hard.
Especially for that, because those are what's that called? Where it's like very reflective, you know? It's like very shiny.
Yeah,
like it's a
glossy
white type. Yeah. That's got to be tough because if it's not perfect, you're gonna see every flaw.
Right, and so I'm not doing that. I'm kind of doing my own color scheme with them.
So you're cheating. You're cheating it.
No, I'm not painting it the same way the box does.
I gotcha.
Which a lot of people do. A lot of people kind of make their own chapters so that when you're on the table and you're playing against the same, it's very easy to tell who's who.
Right.
And then I picked up some sand yesterday so that I can do the bases for them. Mm-hmm. So it should be cool. I'm doing like Pittsburgh colors, black, white, and yellow. So like the shoulder pads and the visor and stuff like that, making it yellow.
Like Clone Wars style outfits, right?
Yeah, well, they are Clone Wars. They are Clone Troopers.
Oh, it is Clone Wars time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it was later.
Yeah, so there's 4 factions, and there's about to be a 5th. There's the Rebels and the Empire, and that comes in a starter set. And then there are expansions for both of them. And then there is the Republic, which is the Clone Troopers, against the CIS, which are the droids. And they have their own starter set. And then there's the what are they called? They just got announced. The Crime Syndicate? No, that's Marvel.
I know what you're talking about, though. It's the Hutt Crime Syndicate.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
They're getting their own faction, and then but some of their troops can be used in the older factions, but with limitations, and then they need their own commander because the way orders work, like you need to basically if you want to move them first, you need a commander for them, and in army building there's a bunch of restrictions that make that difficult. So it's a very fascinating game. It's very intimidating at the beginning, but once you put enough time into it is very simple. And learning to play with someone, like if I had someone teaching me, it would be a lot easier, but since I'm learning myself,
yeah, that's always tough because you're going to screw stuff up and not realize it for a while.
Right. But then they have these cards that are very helpful. So you know how when we were talking about like Warhammer and like instead of going through all the books and you just make a card, it just comes with those. And they have like their point values and what defense they use and what attacks they have and the different abilities and upgrades that you can give them. It's very interesting and very cool. So looking forward to doing that. I did get a new fancy light and what's it called? Magnifying glass thing. So that'll help with painting, and I might do some painting streams or something.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
It's been very relaxing, very de-stressing. And it has a great tabletop simulator mod, which actually they run official events through sometimes during the pandemic. And they have leagues through it.
Yeah, definitely want to try it through there. That'd be
fun.
Easier.
Yeah. And then you can just press a button and everything's there. So.
Exactly. It's a lot easier.
You don't need to paint.
You push a button. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, by no means is it a cheap hobby to fully get into, but I think it's way cheaper than cards.
Well, yeah, at least for now. Although these things have a tendency to expand, and then you need the special hero, and the special hero costs $40 instead of the usual $5. Or,
Well, the special heroes in Warhammer are $40. The special heroes in Legion at most are $20.
Oh, it's still money.
Yeah,
it adds up.
Right. But there are a lot of deals too.
Yeah, of course. And if something doesn't hit, then of course there'll be discounts because stores need shelf space.
Right. And most people, like in card games, most people play multiple decks. In this, most people play one faction.
Right.
And then also there's a popular way to get into the game is you and a friend each buy the same core set. And then you give the one army that you're not interested in to your other friend. So then you each end up with the dice, the rule book, the rulers, and a larger army of your faction opposed to 2 small armies of different factions.
Can you do that? Can you have like a bigger army?
Yes.
Like, is there a limit on size? It's not
Yes.
made to be like small.
So there are multiple ways to play, like how there's Blitz and Classic Constructed.
Mhm.
There's Skirmish, which limits you to 500 points.
Got it.
And then
a bigger
there's
battle, like
the
1,000 or
large one
1,500.
that's 800 points.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the
Okay.
standard one. And then it's like, then there's this like super large scale, not very commonly played, but larger scale one. I think it's like 12 or 1,600.
Right.
And then you can go crazy. That allows you to go crazy with vehicles and stuff.
Right. That's usually that's how it was with Warhammer. It's like
'Cause-
the big army battles were the fun
Yeah.
stuff because you had the crazy tanks that you just couldn't do otherwise.
Right. And then
Like
you
Christmas.
have limitations, like you need to take 3 core troops.
Yeah.
So you can't just take like all the Jedi. You
Yeah,
have
it's
to.
just like Warhammer. They had like command structure. So to have a tank, you had
Right.
to have the support unit. To have that support unit, you had to have a command unit
Right.
of X number of points, and
Mhm.
he has to have a guard unit that's with him. Things like that.
Mhm.
Always had those. That's fun. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, super fun. But our main topic this week is not miniatures. It is
That's okay.
the Flesh and Blood new player environment. So we have a bunch of new products coming out geared towards new players in Flesh and Blood. And with one of them out, the history packs, we figured this would be a good time because we are both noticing a large influx in new players
Mhm.
and new players watching our channel. So we wanted to kind of put together a discussion on how best to get into Flesh and Blood with these new products or without them.
Yeah.
So
It seems like, well, let's just start with history pack because I think it's the most interesting right now. It is
Yeah.
still in its like price fluctuation point, but
it's been out 2 days.
is it really only 2 days?
Mhm.
Jeez, wow! This happened
Came
a
out the
lot faster
6th,
than I
right?
expected. Yeah, I don't know if you say so. I believe you. But the boxes are already under MSRP.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. Like, which we said, and everyone was like, "Oh," and it was like $400 boxes for a second there, and we were saying, "Don't buy them above MSRP; they will come down." Already, they're down. First wave didn't even take the second wave to get there. They're already under MSRP. You can buy them on TCG Player for $123.
End of the month,
So-
yeah, on the 27th, you could buy them for $188.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. I saw the price. I don't know if any purchases happened, but the price was listed at like 400 at one point before release. I was like, what in the hell, people?
Oh, people were paying $180.
I don't know why. It's just not. Well, whatever. We get it because
Yeah.
people were excited and worried
Yeah.
there weren't going to be enough, and
Yeah.
there are
FOMO.
limits on allocation.
FOMO is a thing.
It was FOMO. But that said, the boxes are coming down, and that's the leading indicator. The trailing indicator will be the card prices because some of the white borders are now under black border, but a good chunk of them are still either at parity or above.
Yeah, which is wild.
I think it's just the rarer ones because there just aren't that many boxes open yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right, sure.
So because it's a legendary, it's still only one in
A case.
8 boxes or 4,
Yeah.
4 boxes or whatever, and so there just aren't that many on the market yet. So
Yeah, like
crazy.
Grasp of the Arcanites going for 160 on white border with 5 listings.
Yeah. And the tunic is like $350
yeah.
or something, and the regular tunic is like $130. So just buy a regular.
The crew
tunic.
neck.
Yeah, the crew neck. But still, the other one's only like $180 or something. Like still
Mhm.
less than the white border one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that will come down. Again, this is wave 1. It is meant to be a non-collectible card. So don't expect. I would just not speculate on these white border cards.
No.
It's just asking for trouble because they're just going to keep releasing them until they're worth almost nothing, and that's the intention of the product, as they state.
I mean, if I was a new player right now looking to get into the game, I'd be buying black border.
I would too, honestly, because the singles market. Well, first off, always buy singles. Don't buy packs. If you really want to buy packs to open packs, sure, that's great, but you're not going to get the cards you want. Just know that, right? So that's the balance there.
Yeah, I'd say open if you want. Open 2 boxes. See what you get.
Sure. Yeah,
And
to
then-
get a set of something. Yeah, to get close. Because
then that gives
like 2 boxes.
With 2 boxes, you get the commons, you get the rares.
Yeah, it's true. Not
So
all the rares, but
no,
enough.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
enough where you can fill in the gaps for like, I want Dorinthia, I need these
Right,
ones,
right. So you
whatever.
order a couple, and then you only really need to buy the boxes that have the cards for the hero you're interested. So pick a hero. As a new player, I'd pick a hero that you're interested in, see what set they come in, and then buy that set because that's probably the most. Like Drentha, you would buy WTR, and then uh, take a look at Crucible War and Everfest for singles. You could probably buy some Everfest because there's a lot of good warrior stuff in Everfest.
Yeah. Well, and if you want to be really frugal, I've seen on Facebook people selling like full play sets of X, Y, or Z, like either a couple different sets or whatever for anywhere from like $20 to $70. So you can get everything up to like through rare. So all the rares, all the
Like
commons
set. Oh, that's
in
cool.
a full set for like $20 to $50, $70, depending on like if they have foils in there, because some of them don't sort the foils out and stuff.
Right.
So you'll get like literally everything for really cheap. So the price of a box, you can now have two different sets fully 100%, not just risking randomness, right?
Right.
So which is pretty nice. But you got to trust Facebook, and there's downsides to that too. But it seems like it's pretty common these days, just because people have a lot of bulk, right?
Yeah, and people are looking to get rid of bulk.
Yeah. So if you need bulk, it's out there. I would go with that as the cheapest way. If you want to open packs, I agree with you, Tommy. Like, get a couple boxes of the things that you're interested in, because opening packs is a blast and it's worth the premium in my mind.
Yeah. Or if you have a healthy, if you found a shop and you found a healthy group there, they probably have a lot of commons and rares that they're willing to just hand over, or for like dollars. Like,
yeah, I have to decide what I'm doing of a pro tour, because we're doing limited, and I was just thinking about, I'll bring sleeves to sleeve up stuff, and then I'll just take them home. But I honestly probably don't want to take home anything there. Like, I have full sets of almost everything, so it's just going to be more bulk to throw in some cardboard over here and sit on a shelf, like, to collect dust. Like, I'm not going to ever use them, so maybe I'll just give them out to people.
I feel like the people going to pro tour have collections, so
yeah, probably. I could just ask around, be like, anyone want these?
Yeah, because like at our shop, it's kind of tradition on draft night, if there's a new person, that we kind of just hand over our decks, because most of the veterans don't really need the singles, so we hand over cards to the new players to help them build a collection.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. That might be a thing to sort out.
Yeah, I need to find some stuff to bring.
Other ways to enjoy as a new player, limited is definitely a good one.
100%.
We'll get a lot of cards, and they'll be kind of themed to one thing. And it is a little tough if you're still learning the rules, but it's not like, you'll get there. Couple games, you'll figure it out.
For sure. And it's a great way to learn, and also you're on an even footing. When you walk into a blitz night, you have your starter deck, and that you just picked up like a week or two ago. You made some slight changes to it. Maybe you bought a piece of equipment, and then you're walking in against like someone who's been playing this a long time, and they have a fully kitted out like meta deck. It's not going to be pretty.
Yep.
Whereas in limited, you still may be not on an exact even because you didn't draft as well as someone else, but the games are going to be a slower pace. It's not going to be as explosive as Blitz, and so you will have more turns to then go back and forth and learn.
Yeah, it does give you a lot more opportunity to figure out how pieces work.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, at least at our shop, people will help you out if you don't know what's going on. You're like, how does this work? They kind of sort out your play, what you're trying to do, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Sort of thing.
Yeah, take it back, redo the turn. And
I just noticed the history pack box has the art from that the adventure where they went in that weird thing in Aria, the four heroes or whatever. It was like the bard and all of them went up to the old building, and then they saw the
is that what it is?
Stone cutting. Yeah, I think that's from that. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. That's pretty funny. I didn't notice that before. So that's like the history of the world.
But Aria's not in this.
No, I know, but I think the carvings were of historic, like
Oh,
cataclysmic moments because they had
yeah,
like the big dragon, they had the tentacle monster. Remember, they had like all these like cataclysms, and it was
right.
talking about how the stone like protected it or whatever. I guess it's the guardian stone.
I wonder if these boxes will get as low as like the 24 box
What you mean?
pack because these are 36 packs. I wonder
Oh
like where
yeah.
the floor is on these history packs.
Well, at least for 6 months, it's going to be 20% below MSRP because of
Right.
map. But after that, I guess it just depends on how often they release them,
Yeah.
like how many waves, because they are doing multiple waves. There will be more supply. The intention is to make these cards dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So that will happen. Just question of like, is that
When?
2 years from now? Yeah,
Yeah.
like because remember, this is a filler for WTR, Arc, and Crew not being on the shelf anymore, which we are now personally seeing in our shop.
Yeah.
They just it
Well,
just isn't
WTR
there.
is still there.
Yeah, yeah, but Arc and well, Crew is too, right? Is there still more Crew?
Not boxes.
Shoot, yeah. So we're down to the last little drabs at our shop, and you
Mm-hmm.
can't order from distribution. So this is how you get those cards going forward. So they got to have this on the shelf for a couple years at least, you'd think,
Yeah.
before they retire this.
Because they're not coming out with History Pack 2 until 2024.
That's right. So it's 2 years. So I imagine over the next 2 years, this is sit on shelves in vast quantities so that it will always be available.
That's why I wish
Um,
they made it draftable in some way. Like, I
that would
get
be
it's
kind of
impossible,
fun.
but
Yeah. I
I
wonder
don't
what
know.
that would be like. Think about a draft box. That would be hard as hell to balance.
It would, yeah, it would have
All
to
the
be
heroes, three
pretty heavily
sets, and
generics.
yeah, good God. Yeah, that would be so hard to make that work.
Yeah.
We could try to draft it. We could just do it for fun.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
I don't.
Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, I feel like it'd have to be sealed with that many heroes.
It'd have to be sealed, and it still wouldn't work because there's too many heroes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be there for a while. It's seems like a reasonable product to fill in the gaps that we are starting to see. I did not think we'd see that gap this soon. It seemed like there was still product available, but more and more I'm hearing Arc is just not possible to get.
I mean, how much is a box on TCG Player?
It's like $100.
Okay.
It's been there for a while though.
Yeah.
So, but the fact is, it jumped before anything else. So I
Right.
imagine going forward, you're going to see Crew and WTR do the same thing, and they're just going to keep climbing steadily, not like crazy, but steadily.
Yeah.
Going forward because less and less, it's just not available, unlimited or otherwise. It's just not there anymore.
Yeah, and I think it'll also depend on the history pack and how well it does and how much is coming out. Because if you can, the reason you're looking for Arcane is something that is in the history pack, then you can just buy the history pack singles.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
it is interesting though.
then you can get you can still get. But if you want to open a box, hoping to get like a cold or like a rainbow foil skull cap or one of the big hits or the eye or I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a new collector, you gotta go for it.
Yeah.
Go for the unlimited at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crew's already at 83 too, so it won't be long before it's at that 100 mark.
Yeah.
So. Yep, it's happening. They are vanishing. It's
unlimited
funny.
is not unlimited.
Yeah, not only is it not unlimited, unlimited is actually collectible.
Yeah.
They definitely made that a fact.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, they're reacting to the market changes that happened.
Right.
They grew very quickly and, kind of flubbed some of their plan. And so now this is the only way to make it better going forward. And it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shiana's forever rare, though, because she's not in the history packs.
Right. Yep.
She's the only hero that's not, and she is in unlimited.
Correct.
So,
yeah, there's the rainbow foil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I'm curious about like going forward when we see History Pack 2, how they format this. Because
they didn't put Skullcap in it either, but it is an Everfest.
Yeah, it's because they just released another version. They really need another one. Although, no, because that wasn't cold foil. That was just black border, like bland, right?
Dull cap, yeah.
Yeah, dull cap. That's right. Yeah. So this has every hero, right, in it,
mm-hmm.
and then most of the gear, I think, from the sets, if not all the gear. I'm not 100% sure on
Mm-mm.
that. Correct us if we're wrong.
No, it's missing gear.
What is it missing?
Like
Do you know off the
skullcap
top?
for sure.
Well, skullcap, but I mean like the generic gear. I mean not generic. Well, I guess they're all
Legendary?
sorts of tiers. Anethos, we got Sledge of Anvilheim. I'm just looking
Oh, well,
for
the tokens, yeah.
Yeah, but some of these aren't tokens. Like Crater Fist is in there, so it's like it's got most of the core gear, the stuff people use. I guess is the way to put it. Which I guess is the point of this, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 9 legendaries.
Mask. It's got Breeze Rider and Breaking Scales, so it's just the core gear is what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing you'll see in 90% of decks.
Right. Which is the purpose of this. Is to make
exactly.
that the card that's quote unquote required for the class.
It has Plasma Barrel Shot though. Why?
Yeah. Tekla Foundry Heart.
I did play a deck with that, which was effective, but it was kind of meh. It wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
Definitely
wait on the prices of these though.
What's that?
Definitely wait a couple months on these singles, or a couple weeks.
Oh God, yeah. Don't buy the white border yet. Well, I mean, it's up to you if you really need them. But I'm building a new.
Well, if you need them now, buy the black border.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. I was looking at it and I was like, oh, do I want to just wait because all these prices are going to come down, and I don't care about the like. This isn't a collectible deck; it's just a deck I want to throw together for Pro Tour. So I might grab them at the actual event itself because I imagine prices will be decent there. Hopefully.
No, I think you're going to be paying a tax there.
I don't know. It depends on how many vendors there are. Because if everyone's competing and they're trying to move product, they're going to have some level of discount there. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to get them before Pro Tour anyways if I get TCG players. So it's like, I might as well just wait and see if I can get them there. If I can't, then the deck doesn't come together. No big deal. I don't care. It's not. I'm not doing a competition. It would just be for friendly fun after the fact.
Sure. Right.
So I'm not too worried about it. It does have every specialization. So all the heroes, all their specialization, core gear that's used by each hero.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess rares that are important. The commons, I don't fully understand their decision on that. Like Zap. Zap is not hard to come by. Neither is Snapback, which is currently suspended.
I think they just wanted to keep the rarities on par, which I don't really understand why. But
yeah.
Like these, honestly, if they wanted to make things cheap, they would have put a legendary in every box.
That's true.
Like make it that kind of a ratio.
That would have, that would have.
But is that them respecting the collectors already in the game, and that would say you had a legendary in every box, then that would really drive down the price, and then really drive down. It could potentially drive down black border, but
yeah, that's true. That's true because you just don't need them. You know, I'm not sure. But
I think the drive down on the black border would be temporary.
Probably, yeah, because it is still a more collectible version.
Yeah,
it does.
It adds another layer down at the bottom, so it brings everything down a little bit, aside from cold foils. And I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch, but it's not the right time to.
I mean, I think it is now. I wouldn't buy it right now. I would wait, but I'm saying the product came out just at about the right time because we're now losing access to bunch of cards.
I think that is timed well.
Yeah, so hopefully their waves are fast enough to keep up with the lack of supply. I mean, I think it will be because, like I said, the boxes are already under MSRP, so that means there's actually enough on the market, despite what everyone's been saying for the past 3 weeks. And then the cards are now hitting the market, which that's another week or two delay. You'll see the prices on the singles drop as people open boxes, which it'll take a little bit. Their generic game, I think, is on point. CNC, E-Strike, Spoils of War, Art of War, Snatch, Tome of Faendel, Gregorian Tome, like all the ones that people love. Coax of Commotion's in there too, which I don't think was necessary, but hey, whatever. Plunder runs even. I thought that was interesting. And then all the potions and sigils, Sigil of Solace. Those are all critical cards. And then, of course, your zero cost swings, Scar for Scar, Ravenous Rabble, your pummels, Razor Reflexes, Sink Blows, etc. So, I mean, it has all the core cards on the generic side. I think generic actually worked out. There's only one I saw in here that I was like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, what is that card? I don't even know that card was a card.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, I guess it wasn't. Oh, Last Ditch Effort. That's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't understand that card at all. Like, I see zero use of it ever, so I'm not sure why it would be in here. But that's fine.
Maybe
Whatever.
it will be.
That's true. You never know. They could be prepping for what comes next.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was wondering about that with the wizard stuff. Like, is Kano about to get real gross? And that's why all the cards I chose.
I bet.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe next set. Maybe not this set, but the following set.
We'll see. Can't wait for Uprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's history. History pack. Seems like individual packs are going for $14. Don't do that.
No.
The boxes are going for under MSRP, so clearly the market's still working itself out.
Yeah.
It's only, like you said, day 2. I didn't realize that. So give it a week, give it 2 weeks, and I imagine everything will be cheap and plentiful.
Yes.
And more balanced. So you'll see like maybe a 10% discount on black borders or something like that. Because there's some cards that's already settled there, which I imagine are the ones that were easier to pull.
Yeah.
I do hear some that haven't yet.
I definitely don't hear this game is too expensive as much as I used to.
That's true. They're definitely doing a lot to help with that. I mean, all of this makes this cheaper, right? It's very affordable to get these cards now.
Yeah, and then the longer time it's on the market, the more will be out there. Prices will come down.
Yeah, it might be a little pricey if you're trying to get all the best of the best and super competitive, but
sure. But if you take it one deck at a time, yeah.
I like anyone who's trying to be like top tier competitive has to expect to spend money.
Right, you know? It's a hobby. Like it's a trading card game. Like trading card game is a hobby. That's expensive. Golf is a hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
That's expensive.
To get good, you
fishing.
Have to do lessons and buy the right gear.
Right. Like you could just go and play mini golf and that's fine. And you can go and play commoner and that's fine. Or you can go to the driving range. Or you can go and play on a fancy Scotland golf course. It's different. There's different levels of the hobby for different people. And whatever one you find fun and enjoy, that's great. And you should enjoy that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is a hobby. Does cost money to participate. If you don't feel like holding on to those expensive cards, then there's always limited. The game is built for limited, and you can show up to your draft and show up to your sealed events and just play that and then walk home. If you pull something fancy, that's a bonus. It'll pay for your next couple limiteds. Sell that, and you're good.
You know, I just realized something that's missing.
What?
The Fables.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Fables are only limited to their sets.
Yeah, that is interesting. So think about going forward, though.
Correct.
Fables are going to be even crazy rarer.
Correct.
Because there's no unlimited.
Correct. But they
won't be in the new history pack, so there's no second chance at them. There's only the cold foil first, like
Rainbow.
Wow.
And Rainbow.
Yeah. Well, will they be Rainbow?
There will be Rainbow Fables, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
98%. After you say that.
I was like, sure. I don't know. That's less hard. Because I was like, wow, that means they're really, really hard to get. But interesting. Yeah. Well, it's a new evolution, matching the growth and the I guess the excitement around the game and interest in playing it. I'm okay with that. I like it being a playable game. I think that adds value in the long run because at the end of the day, the investment is in the nostalgia. It's the excitement of people looking back and saying, "Oh, I remember." That's where the value comes from, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and again, none of the Fables are game breaking.
Oh no, yeah, they're barely used on.
But I mean, I could see it eventually happening one time, but I feel like LSS would be pretty quick to not change the Fable, but change other cards in a deck that enable the Fable, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it out of top tier meta winning decks. Because I don't think the intention of the Fable is ever to be like part of the defining
game breaking. Yeah,
right.
no. Yeah, agreed. There's edge cases for them, and they're cool, but they're not like end all be all.
Right.
Yep, you're right. There's a Fabled Rainbow Foil. I just checked.
Yeah, I was looking.
There's a lot more content. I just noticed while I was looking for that, I was like, that wasn't that long ago. How come I can't see it? It's all the way on page 3 of articles. They're putting out a lot more content. I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Anyways, so what else for new players? What else do we want to talk about?
At the end of the month, there is the classic battles, which if you and a friend are like, hey, there's this game that I'm interested in. Let's learn it. Pick this up. You get a Dorinthia Blitz deck. You get a Rhinar Blitz deck. There are cards that are exclusive to it. So you get 2 playable Blitz decks. And I'm hoping, we don't know all the cards, but we know there are new cards. And we know we are getting a new Dorinthia. So we are assuming we are getting a new Rhinar. So this prevents, if, say, Dorinthia gets Living Legend and Blitz, then you can play this new version of Dorinthia and keep all of her specializations going. Yeah, which is what we are thinking will happen in the future. Like Viserai is now the first deck that you cannot play in Blitz because he has reached Living Legend. But we are assuming we will get a new Viserai maybe in the next classic battles that can continue on him in Blitz, or maybe in the next set we just get a new Viserai.
Yeah.
Because then we would get a new classic constructed version of him as well.
Yeah.
But you can still play him in classic constructed.
Yeah, I'm curious how that plays out. It's exciting to see that they have these, like, I guess, kind of side to the main game, products that, bring things back to life. Like, I don't know, is this Dory going to be viable in, like, Blitz as a whole? Or is it really made to be a weaker version because it's a classic battle, right? So it's, like, way back in her history and Rhinar's history, probably before they're fully developed their power and capability.
I think it'll be viable. I don't think
we'll have to see. I mean,
we
won't know.
There are cards, there are answers that we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is around that sword and how that works, because the specialization her power specifically calls out the weapon.
Well, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so she can use no other weapon if she wants to be effective with her power.
Yeah.
And so my assumption is that weapon is a toned down mechanic so that this doesn't end up being drawn into the rest of the game. It allows them to design in kind of in a box away from the rest of the game without it messing things up. But the Majestic that got revealed was pretty good and would work in
references Dawnblade.
What's that?
Only references Dawnblade.
It does. Okay, yeah, I can remember that part. But yeah, I think Rhinar is going to be similar, have some sort of limitation. We'll see. Yeah. I'm excited to see what that one is. I will definitely get that. Like history packs, it's not for collectors. It's definitely not collectible. They did not say the same thing about classic battles, and I kind of want the cool foils that come with it. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm for sure picking it up. I think it's going to be. I've been looking for 2 decks that, like, if I want to intro a friend into the game, be like, all right, pick one of these 2. I'll play the other, and let's go. I think these are kind of perfect. Like there's the Tales of Aria Blitz decks and the Monarch Blitz decks, but they're just.
These will be simpler.
It
already seems like it from the cards of leak. By the way, there's a new leak, Wrecking Ball.
The Brute card, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Brute card. Seems pretty on par. When you attack with it, draw a card, discard a random card. If that card has a 6 or more attack, then you intimidate an extra time, and it swings for 6, costs 3.
Doesn't block.
It's red, doesn't block. Very, very standard stuff for Rhinar. Kind of across the board there. It's a little bit better than the old school Rhinar. I think they figured out that design mistake, which is where it forced you to discard a card but didn't draw a card, so you were always at card disadvantage.
Yeah.
And I think going forward we're going to see most of the Brute cards that are kind of in that same design structure have that draw and then discard random.
Right.
That
makes it makes a lot
to make it work. Yeah, because otherwise your hand is just always deficient. It's just really hard. And it seems to and double intimidate. So yeah, you might not block, but you're also forcing your opponent not to block. And if part of their is to block, you're kind of screwing them up. Now, granted, they can come at you with their full hand, so that is the balance. But it is, I think it's very on flavor. I like it.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see how that one. I'm excited about that one more than Dorothy, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think both will be very fun.
Yeah, but it'll be good. Like you said, good starter product
Mm-hmm.
to get your feet wet and kind of learn the game.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be super thematic. Like, I am Dorothy. I swing many times with reactions. I am Reinar. I swing very big and take all your cards out of your hand. Like, I feel like the decks are going to be built to just do like one thing super, super well, and
Right.
and then it will be balanced so that there's a decent fight out of it.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot of people that I've talked to that are interested in learning, and this will just be a perfect way to just always have those two decks just by themselves. And it comes with a neat little lore booklet that I'm kind of excited about reading, but we'll see.
Yeah, and a playmat maybe. I think
No.
you said.
I don't think
No,
so.
not a playmat. Oh, okay. I thought there was like a paper playmat in there or something. I could be wrong. That's what I recalled, but there's been so many things.
Whenever I see paper playmat, quick start playmat.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
illustrated mini lore book, 9 rainbow foil equipment cards, 2 cold foil weapons, 2 cold foil heroes. So the heroes are cold foil, the weapons are cold foil. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. They're not, in my mind, I'm thinking none of that will be really playable outside of these decks.
Right. But if new players pick it up, then they have some cold foils. They can see it in their hand, because it's one thing to read about cold foils and see pictures of cold foils. It's another one to hold it in your hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I want it for the cold foils. Like, I'm buying the box because I want the cold foils.
Right.
Not
right.
that I expect to ever play with them, but I want those cold foils. I actually think they're kind of a cool.
You'll play with them when you teach new players.
Maybe I won't even open the box. I don't know. One of the two.
Just buy 2. Just buy 2. Put one on the shelf.
All right, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, what other stuff is good for new players? Obviously, armories. Go to your local events. You'll learn very quickly with other people, and the local events are all kind of picking up. I would say, at least in our area, we're getting more and more shops, more and more people showing up. The events seem to always have a good number of players. I know there's some places where they don't go off if there's not enough players. So
I have been hearing of that. So that's kind of, not to be a downer, but I have been hearing more of that, where shops are trying to get things up and running and just aren't getting the show.
Yeah.
Getting people to show up consistently, and some stores are even just stopping carrying Flesh and Blood. Just because basically they're sick of, 1, not being able to fire off events, and then 2, customers coming in and complaining about prices because they can get it cheaper online.
Yeah. If you're going to a shop, you should support your shop. Like,
support your shop.
They're doing stuff for free for you, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, it's work and effort and energy and time, and an employee that has to run the event. So
pay them for their time and effort.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a little love.
Yeah. Who cares if the box costs an extra $10 to $15?
Yeah, definitely support your local shops. That's that's how I look at it. I get it. I mean, I buy stuff online too, but I like to support the local shops.
Yeah, and shops take a risk on games. Like, when a new game comes out, it's not like they're just buying a box. They're buying a decent amount, and that's money that they are not putting into other games or other things. And yeah, I mean, that's what got Flesh and Blood into trouble a while ago, when there was just way too much Tales of Aria, or way too much Monarch Unlimited, or where the stores are just sitting on this product, and that's when you have the big dumps and the prices go low, is because stores just need to liquidate and get the money so that they can buy other stuff that will sell.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That is a rough spot. That whole Channel Fireball thing really was a mess. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of meetings happening at Pro Tour, apparently.
I hope so.
It sounds like there's some serious talks happening.
Figure it out.
Yeah, figure it out. This game's too good to let it screw up on ridiculousness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, honestly, at the end of the month, any new player should pick up the classic battles. It is a little pricier than I would hope, but
split it with your friend.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. That makes it a lot more manageable. Whoever wins the first game gets to keep the lore book.
That's actually a good
Loser gets the playmat.
playmat. Very much like an armory.
Yeah.
That's how we get the first place cold foils go to the winner, and then we tend to have enough people where at the end the lowest player ends up with the playmat, which isn't a bad grab.
No.
Those are great.
But yeah, I think it'll be fun. And then again, on the white border stuff, the history packs, wait a couple weeks, prices will drop.
Yep. It's if the boxes are already under MSRP, the card prices will come down too. It means there's plenty of supply, despite the rumors and the worries. That it's definitely being sold.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff we see up there are people who bought, opened, sorted, and listed in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be much.
We're already seeing price parity start to tick up. So plenty of supply.
But if you absolutely need it now because you want to get involved in your community right away, just buy some black border singles.
Yeah, buy the singles for black border.
Yeah.
They tend to be cheaper, and in the long run, they will be worth more.
Correct.
So if you're thinking of it as an investment at all, they will hold value over these white borders. These white borders should continue to just drop over time, which is good for the players.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I don't care. I was like, this is a great plan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All my fancy stuff is still valuable, and the people who like get to that level of passion where they want to collect all the pieces, they'll still be involved. But it also doesn't get messed up from either players or doesn't mess up players who need cards. Like both sides stand to benefit from this.
Right. Exactly.
I wonder if I should buy some history cards. I'm trying to think if there's anything I don't have from a play set standpoint. I don't think so from the first sets. I'm pretty sure I got everything I needed out of those, but I'll have to double check. Actually, you know what? I know there's some under Reinar that I don't have. To look at which ones I need. Keep an eye on the prices when they drop.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the Teklo Foundry Heart. And I don't have the Grasp of the Arcanite. And I don't have Leathers.
Yeah, the generic equipment is actually pretty solid too. I don't know if you saw that. I was like, oh yeah, they got all the mill room, they got all the iron rod.
Oh yeah. I
was like, oh, they did a good job with the generic stuff.
Yeah, that's all important stuff to have.
Yeah. I guess whenever I do eventually play Azalea or a Ranger, which I've tried a couple times but just never stuck, these cards will be useful for the Ranger. There's a lot of Ranger.
You can get a Skullbone Cross Wrap for $30.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that the equipment? Is that the one that people like?
Huh?
Cross Wrap?
No.
I play so little Ranger. I really don't know anything about it. I'm just like, I know it's hard to play. That's all I know.
You play New Horizon because you want two Arsenal slots.
Yeah, totally.
Although I when I was reading into it, I guess it all depends on like if you go first or second.
What?
Yeah.
How's that?
So like, I forget which order it was, but it was like if you're going first or second, you want Cross Wrap or New Horizon. I didn't really understand the logic, but I guess there's something there.
Yeah. Ranger things. Just Ranger things for the mysterious Ranger.
I never got Cross Wrap, and I have New Horizon, so I just never looked into it really. Why?
Yeah, if you have New Horizon, why bother?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it gives you the Arcane Barrier 1 in some matchups.
That's useful.
And then you don't need to use it for your other. You don't need the other equipment to have it. But also, why would you play this in Lexi, kind of a thing? This turn. Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Because having two Arsenal slots to flip up, that just adds her power.
Right.
You know?
But, I don't know. It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm not a pro. I'm not a pro Ranger. All Ranger things are Ranger things. I don't get any of it.
Nope. Yeah, I think that's... If you have any questions about new player stuff, feel free to leave a comment. Ask us questions.
We're happy to answer. Yeah.
Or if you think there's a different advice that you would give a new player, feel free to leave a comment.
Yeah. Well,
but
anything else?
No, I think we can
Salt the wound, man. That card I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, it's a thing. It has Ira on it.
I saw it in the history pack. I'm like, what is that card? And
It's
then I
a
looked it
ninja
up. I'm
card.
like, oh, it exists.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed it, but I did.
I've played with it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. In my Ira.
What, in like draft or whatever?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
It's in Crucible.
In Ira. Oh.
How do you draft
okay.
Crucible? No.
Okay.
Right? Isn't it?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I was so shocked by that card. I didn't know it existed.
No, I have to look it up.
Little orc trying to get away or something.
Oh, it's in the Ira promo in Crucible. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, so I've played the Ira promo deck to teach people. Like, whenever I'm teaching people and I don't have my cards on me, we'll go to like feldtable.com and I'll throw the 2 Ira decks in just so they can learn the back and forth. And that has it in it. Oh, and that's another thing. If you go to your local comic, or if you go to your local game store, ask if they have any of the welcome decks for Ira. And then, because if they have any, LSS gives them out for free. So you get them for free. And then you can get a deck to just start right there.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have one. But I kind of need a second one. But we'll see.
I have one too. I got it online somewhere, and it's sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
I don't remember where. I lost that a long time ago. I haven't seen it in a long time, put it that way. But, it's in a box.
Yeah, I think that's what I have for the main topic. This past week, we put out some videos. It was a busy week outside of videos, so we only put out 3 more. We did our review of Amazing Spider-Man #1, which is super fun. We might do a follow-up one for issue 2 when that comes out. We did our top 5 comics of the week. Reminder, go leave your top 5 or your top comic so you can enter into our 200 sub giveaway. And then we did the market update. And this week we will definitely have the top 5 in the market update and maybe some other things if we think of it. Unless you were planning of anything else.
I don't have anything planned now. We'll
kind of a busy work week, and
yeah. Well, yeah, my work has just gotten crazy, but
next week we'll be very busy with videos because we'll have a bunch of stuff to talk about after Pro Tour.
Pro Tour, yeah, for sure.
So it might be a light week this week, but next week we'll be right back at it.
That's okay. Everyone's prepping for Pro Tour anyways.
Yep.
Oh, and if you could do me a favor and stop watching the Icelander versus Kasai gameplay.
No, it has to hit 1,000 views. It has to hit 1,000 views.
I hate it. It's their top watched video.
I
almost
find
had
it
1,000
hilarious.
views. Literally my worst play with Icelander ever. I've never played that badly. Every other game I did better. Oh man, that was
That's
bad.
so
But
funny.
top view. I don't know why. Why? It's not a good video.
It's a great video. It's the thumbnail. It's the thumbnail.
I feel like you're just in there watching it every day. Like you're like, oh, I should go watch that again, and just like clicking on it.
I've never watched it.
You're solo. You're the only person taking it. Oh God.
I think it's the thumbnail.
Yeah, it could be. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
It's gonna get more views. Actually, you know what? I'm doomed because Icelander's in this new set.
Yeah.
So people will inevitably be looking for Icelander content. Oh.
And Kasai is still gonna be hot.
Oh God! All right.
Well, here's what we do: we do Icelander versus Kasai, take 2, and then people will start watching that one.
Release? Yeah, that might be good.
And then
she'll be powered up.
Yeah, and then maybe you'll beat me.
I doubt it. I'll try my best.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. If you liked our video, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get a video every time that we put out a new video. And until next week, we'll catch you guys later.
Have a good one.